Okay, guys, I'm going to do a little compilation about Marlen Ochoa-Lopez. She was the teenager who was distracted with a photo album and then killed, and her baby cut out of her stomach. There's really no nice way of saying that, so I'm just going to dive right in here. A Chicago woman lured a pregnant 19-year-old mother into her home, distracted her with the photo album before strangling her and cutting out her newborn baby. The suspect allegedly put Marlen Ochoa-Lopez's body in a large plastic bag and placed it in a garbage can in her backyard. Suspects Clarissa Figueroa, 46, and her daughter Desiree Figueroa, 24, were charged with first-degree murder and aggravated battery in the attack that happened on April 23rd. The mother and the daughter were arrested this week after investigators found the teen's body in a trash can at the elder Figueroa's home. After allegedly killing her, Clarissa Figueroa pretended the baby was hers and intended on raising him as her own after her son died last year. The baby boy is hospitalized in grave condition and is on life support, Chicago police said Friday. In addition to the mother and daughter, Clarissa Figueroa's boyfriend, Pietro Bobach, 40 years old, was charged with concealing the death of a person and concealing a homicidal death. All three are being held without bond. The suspects allegedly planned the attack for months. Clarissa Figueroa's 20-year-old son, Xander, died in 2008. According to prosecutors, in October she announced she was pregnant, which came as a surprise to her family because her fallopian tubes were tied. Which doesn't mean you can't get pregnant. Anyway. By December, Clarissa had posted a Facebook picture of an ultrasound showing what she claimed was the baby she was carrying. Assistant State Attorney James Murphy said. Months later, in February, she posted a picture of a crib and a baby's room to a Facebook page that provides babies items for families in need. Next month, she posted on the page again, "Who's due in May and where is the May mama at?" One of the people she connected with was Ochoa-Lopez, who at the time was 7 months pregnant. The teen had posted that she was looking for baby items, including a stroller. Clarissa Figueroa offered her clothes for the baby and suggested they talk in private message. On April 1st, Clarissa told her daughter that she needed to help killing a pregnant woman and taking her baby. The high school student went to Figueroa's home at least twice this year after connecting on Facebook and accepting Figueroa's offer of baby items. One of those visits, the second and the last one, was on April 23rd. As Ochoa-Lopez sat on the couch and Desiree Figueroa distracted her with a photo album, her mother wrapped a cable around the teen's neck from behind. When Ochoa-Lopez put her fingers between the neck and the cable, the elder Figueroa told her daughter that she wasn't doing her job. Clarissa Figueroa then got up on top of the teen and strangled her for about 4 to 5 minutes. When she was dead, the elder Figueroa cut the teen baby from the womb. She then called 911 and said she just delivered a baby that wasn't breathing, according to Murphy. Both were hospitalized, but Clarissa Figueroa showed no signs that she had just delivered a baby. Family hired a private investigator. Ochoa-Lopez's husband reported her missing on the 24th of April, but it would be nearly 3 weeks for investigators to unravel what happened and find Ochoa-Lopez's remains in the trash can in the backyard of Figueroa's home. Police said a break in the case came May 7th when a friend of the victim told detectives about Ochoa-Lopez's exchanges with Figueroa before she vanished. Detectives visited the Figueroa home that day, and Desiree Figueroa told them her mother was in the hospital for problems with her legs. Then she revealed that her mother had just delivered a baby. The investigators searched the area and found Ochoa-Lopez's vehicle nearby. The same day, detectives interviewed the elder Figueroa at the hospital. She denied the victim came to her house, but admitted to meeting her in the past. Suspicious detectives spent the next several days subpoenaing hospital records and collecting DNA samples from the baby and Figueroa. DNA tests confirmed Clarissa Figueroa was not the mother of the baby and that Ochoa-Lopez's husband, Giovanni Lopez, was the father. The woman accused of killing the teen and taking her baby. The victim's family said they notified authorities about her interaction with the woman much sooner than May 7th. Her husband tried to immediately report her missing to the police, but was told to come back in 72 hours, according to Jacobita Cortez, a pastor of Chicago church that the family had asked for help. The husband did, and the family hired a private investigator who found Ochoa-Lopez's car near the Figueroa home. There's going to be anger associated, Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson said. When things of this nature occur, the first thing people do is look in retrospect. What could we have done to prevent this? I know our detectives do the best they can. She allegedly wanted to raise the child as her own. Armed with the search warrant, crime lab officers searched Figueroa's house Tuesday. Detectives discovered bleach and cleaning solutions in the home, along with evidence of burning clothes and blood on the floors of the living room, bathroom, and hallway, DeHaan said. Ochoa-Lopez's body was found in a garbage can in the backyard, along with the cable used to strangle her and other evidence. A medical examiner determined she died of strangulation, and Denise Figueroa told detectives she helped her mother kill her. The motive for killing is under investigation, but Johnson believes that it was because she wanted the child for herself. Okay. When you read stuff like this, you don't even know what to say. You know what I mean? It's beyond words. Cook County authorities said Monday they will explore whether child welfare reporting laws were violated after the woman accused of killing Marlen Ochoa-Lopez and cutting her baby from her room showed up at the hospital last month claiming the child was hers. Clarissa Figueroa, 46, and her daughter, 24, both charged last week on one count of first-degree murder, aggravated battery of a child causing permanent disability. The elder Figueroa is accused of strangling her, who was 9 months pregnant, removing her baby from her abdomen, then calling the paramedics to report the baby was not breathing. Sorry, guys, if you hear my dogs in the background, they're playing and being pains in my asses. Where was I up to here? Okay, let's see. Okay. So after she removed the baby, she called the paramedics and told them that the baby was not breathing. She continued to claim the infant as her own, even seeking money on the crowdfunding site for the boy who was hospitalized in grave condition. Wow, she has some balls. The elder Figueroa and the newborn were taken to Advocate Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn for treatment. Cook County prosecutor said in court last week that the hospital officials examined Figueroa and quickly determined the woman showed no signs of being pregnant or of recently giving birth. That detail has prompted questions as to why the Department of Children and Family Services did not notify sooner about her Figueroa. I wonder why. State law generally requires hospitals to contact DCFS when there are concerns about a child's well-being or questions about custody. The hospital did not contact the state welfare officials until more than 2 weeks later on May 9th, days after police showed up at Advocate Christ asking about the baby, according to police and DCFS officials. We will ask DCFS to advise if this unspeakably tragic set of facts was reportable by the mandated reporter, Cara Smith, and the sheriff's police officer said in the statement Monday. If they determine it was, we will ensure to immediately investigate it. Later on Monday, a spokeswoman for DCFS issued a statement saying the agency does not regulate hospitals, but that it will provide any support needed to the family in this case and to those handling any investigations into this matter. The hospital would not comment on why it waited so long to call authorities, citing patient privacy. We have been cooperating with the authorities, and as this is an ongoing police matter, we're referring all inquiries to local law enforcement, said the hospital spokesman. Chicago police say they never heard from the hospital either and only went there May 7th after getting a tip about the baby, who remained in an intensive care unit hooked up to life support. Meanwhile, advocates for the family said relatives met Monday with hospital officials to express their concerns about how the case was handled. You have a child that was born from brutality. He was ripped from his mother's room, said Julia Contreras, a representative of the Ochoa-Lopez family. You have family who has trust in the medical facility, who have criminals lurking over the child. Today we wanted to begin a dialogue where Christ Advocate System will treat this family with respect and dignity. It's very traumatic to know how their child was being treated when their child was stolen, ripped from their mother. It was a difficult conversation. The spokeswoman also said that there is an undetermined prognosis for the baby boy, who was named Giovanni Yadel Lopez. The baby's doctors have not given the advice to remove him from life support. So I guess they have some hope that he will make it through, which I hope he does. Ridiculous. I don't even know how people think they're going to get away with this. Like, devastating photos shared on social media show the widower of the murder victim holding the pair's gravely injured newborn as the child barely clings to life. The images posted on Facebook by the family capture the father holding his son in critical condition and the brain function after being cut, with little brain function after being cut from his mother's womb. We're praying for a miracle. Illinois Department of Children and Family Services spokesman Jacine Sokarach said Saturday the hospital did not alert the agency about Figueroa after she arrived at the hospital with critically injured newborn, despite the fact that she showed no signs of having just given birth during a physical exam. Sokarach claimed the department was not informed about the case until May 9th amid questions about who had custody of the child and could make medical decisions on his behalf. DNA testing later revealed that Figueroa was not the baby's mother, which I said before. We don't know what was happening at the hospital. He couldn't speculate as to why the agency wasn't contacted sooner. Her husband told reporters last week that he couldn't fathom why anyone would want to hurt his pregnant wife, with whom he already shared a young son. She didn't do anything to them. She was a good person, he said, knowing she had a family of 3-year-olds. I can't believe it. It's very painful. Very painful to see your wife with whom you lived for 4 years with her eyes closed. I could imagine. Neighbors of the Figueroas say that Figueroa desperately wanted to raise another child a year after her son died of natural causes. The mother-daughter pair was allegedly showing Ochoa-Lopez photos of the deceased relative in their home on April 23rd when they attacked her, working together to strangle her with a cord. The 46-year-old allegedly told multiple people that she was pregnant and dubbed it a miracle, but was frequently spotted drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes. A neighbor who asked not to be named also told the paper that an adult daughter of Figueroa's had claimed her mother was lying about the pregnancy. Doubt surrounding Figueroa's baby news was also voiced in Help a Sister Out Facebook group, who the suspect allegedly first contacted Ochoa-Lopez and promised her free baby supplies, including clothing and a stroller, in order to lure her to her home. Adrian Floyd, a member of the group, told the Sun-Times that members were skeptical when Figueroa began posting about her pregnancy, as she had shared a month before that she had gotten her tubes tied. It never really made sense to us. We thought, you're either lying or you're crazy. It seems she wanted attention. Now, if people thought that she was crazy and she was lying, don't you think that, that was like a sign that she was unstable and maybe they should have posted that in the group? Ochoa-Lopez's 3-year-old son was initially reported missing by the family on April 23rd, the same day that Figueroa was seen running out from her Scottsdale home covered in blood, holding a baby wrapped in a towel. Figueroa reportedly screamed that she had just given birth and that the infant wasn't breathing. According to the neighbor, the suspect's shirt and hands were covered in blood, but not her shorts. An ambulance rushed the suspect and baby boy, who was pale blue, to a nearby Advocate Christ Hospital. Pete Bobek took his Facebook page on May 7th and shared a GoFundMe page that was started on behalf of him and his girlfriend to cover funeral expenses for the sick child. Alexander Xavier Bobek, writing, "My son is a fighter, made it this far, but not much time left to support, brain dead, very little function in the brain." The page raised $1,255 of its $9,000 goal before it was shut down. The fundraising campaign wove an intricate tale of how Figueroa was 36 weeks pregnant when she found herself terrified as she began to experience abnormal labor pain alone in the house. Within moments, she gave birth to this child and called 911. Quickly, the ambulance rushed the baby, performed CPR, and found the baby struggling without oxygen. They both were admitted to the hospital. I can't even. Words cannot express how disgusting and thoroughly disturbing these allegations are, the superintendent, Eddie Johnson, said during a press conference. The slain teen's family decided to name the struggling infant Yandel, a name Ochoa-Lopez had previously chosen, and said that they are hoping for the best while preparing for the worst. I don't know why it took these people so long to figure this out, because if she had neighbors seeing this, why didn't the neighbors... I don't get it. Why didn't the neighbors say that she had blood all over except her pants? So how did she just give birth? I can't. I just think, people always want to come out after the fact, and even though they've seen this, they've seen everything, they found it strange, the page she was on found it strange, and nobody said anything until after the fact. I don't know why people do that. Is it just for attention for themselves or what? Here it says the funeral is set for Marlen Ochoa-Lopez. Funeral arrangements for murdered pregnant woman were announced by her family on Saturday. 2 days of visitation are scheduled on Mount Auburn Funeral Home. The funeral is scheduled to take place at the funeral home on May 25th at 9 a.m. with a chapel service at 11 a.m. The 3 defendants, blah, 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 listening to their heads bowed as they alleged crimes were listed. Prosecutors, mother and daughter Figueroa of premeditated murder, luring 19-year-olds to their home. Their Facebook chat with promise of free children's clothes. Words cannot express how disgusting and thoroughly disturbing these allegations are, you think? Assistant State Attorney James Murphy read the full bonds Friday afternoon. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. We read all that. They said that already. So basically, she planned this with her daughter and her boyfriend. I just can't. How do people agree to doing things like this? Like, ay. Sad, very sad. It's really sad when things like this happen because, you know, when people say, oh, we thought this was strange and that was strange and nobody said anything and everybody waited until now. It just makes no sense to me. There was a mural made, created in the honor of Marlen. I'll include a picture of it. I'm just looking to see if there's anything. And here it says, state law generally requires hospitals to contact DCFS when there are concerns about a child's well-being or a question of custody. The hospital did not contact state child welfare until more than 2 weeks later, which I think is insane as well. I think everybody dropped the ball on this at first, and now they're trying to, you know, act like they did everything they were supposed to do, which they never do. So they want to make themselves seem like they did. I can't. And the prognosis for the child is still undetermined, so they still don't really know. The only thing that's helping is right now, the father said that the child opened his eyes for the first time as he was holding him. So I guess that's a good sign. I'm hoping that it's a good sign. Just looking to see if there's anything else that was updated. That was from 3 hours ago. That the baby opens his eyes. But yeah, I, you know, as I've said a million times about so many different cases, people see little signs here and there that something ain't right, and they just wait until it's too late to do anything about. So, like I said, it makes me wonder, you know, just why they didn't just report this as soon as they seen it, or if they had any kind of concern for this woman, and, you know, they thought something odd was going on. Why didn't they contact the authorities beforehand? Just through the Facebook post alone, that was, you know, this woman basically giving herself up, that she was about to do something crazy, and they all seen her offering this young girl items and didn't even step in or send, you know, Marlene a private message saying, I think this woman's off, you know, don't go over there, etc., etc. But what are we going to do? You know, now it's said and done, and it's another lesson learned for all of us that when you see something, say something. If you feel in your gut something's off, open your mouth. It could save somebody's life. And in this case, it could save 2 lives. Don't just watch from afar and hope that somebody else is going to do something about it, because, you know, everybody's thinking that. Oh, somebody else will call. Oh, somebody else will report it. Oh, no. Just you do it. Because, like I said, it could save a life. I'll keep you guys updated if there is any other information on this case. I just read the most recent 3 hours ago. So if there is anything else, I'll keep you updated. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. As always, God bless.